This one's for the OAPs, the older generation that want to get into martial arts but don't really know what sport to do. If I name a few, we've got boxing, we've got Muay Thai, we've got kickboxing, we've got karate, we've got taekwondo. They are really the striking elements of MMA. Then grappling wise, we could go wrestling, we could go jiu-jitsu. Other than that, there's potentially judo, but they're really the main grappling ones. Now, out of all of them, I believe personally, if you are looking to start a new hobby and you are working your career alongside, I would recommend jiu-jitsu. Now, the first reason is there is no head contact. So you're not going to take no damage that you don't need to take. No unnecessary shots. And because of that, it can allow you to enjoy the sport a little bit more, because no one really likes getting punched in the face. So that point there is a good reason to start jiu-jitsu. There's no one that's going to punch your head in when you go to the gym. You're going to be focusing on submissions and positions. So for that reason, you're not going to take any damage, which means it's not going to affect your cognitive function at work. As well as that, it can accommodate to long-term injuries. If you've got a shoulder problem, you can work around that in the jiu-jitsu session. When you're rolling, you can roll in a certain style to avoid this shoulder. Now, when you're sparring in boxing, it's very hard to do so because you're going to be punching with your arms. So when you're doing jiu-jitsu, I found it's very easy to accommodate to any injuries that I had, because you can start on your back, you can try and start on top, you can start in so many different positions, which if you have an injury, you can avoid. And then because of that, you can still train. The next point is teamwork and community. In jiu-jitsu gyms, I believe there is a bigger community than other gyms, just because they're all there with similar goals, similar motives, and quite a lot of people will have full-time jobs in jiu-jitsu gyms. I'm going to say 99% of them will do. And because of that, it builds a community where everyone can go after work and relieve a lot of stress. And that is going to help build the team around and build the community up. Now, this all depends on what you are like, if you're a sporty individual or not. But jiu-jitsu is a sport where you can have options to have a slower pace or a faster pace. For example, are you going to wear the gi or are you going to wear no gi? If you want a little bit of a slower sport, you're not really that fit, I would recommend the gi. If you want something a bit faster, more scrambles, which is a lot of movement, I'd recommend no gi. And because of these two elements, you can decide if you want to go to the slower pace one, which is the gi, or the faster pace one, which is no gi. But even within that, you can choose to do flow rolls, which is slow rolling, or you can go into proper sparring, which is normal rolling. As well as that, as I've already touched on, there's going to be like-minded individuals. Everyone else is going to have the 9-5 as well, and you can go and help relieve stress, which will help build your community. You can network about jobs as well. It's just a great place to get your mind off any stresses that you have. If you want, you can compete as well. You can do them in a competition format where there's lots of people and you'll get a few matches a day. Or you can do it as a fight format where you will just do a grappling competition against one person. It'd be a sub-only style match. And as well as that, it will help you gain confidence because you're learning a self-defense. So if anyone started on you in the street, you could utilize these techniques and either choke someone out or take them down to run away. But the most important part is enjoyment. It's something where you're going to learn something new, you're going to be in a different environment, and because of that, you're most likely going to enjoy yourself. And that is my reasons to why you should go into jiu-jitsu the older you get. So if you're over the age of 40 and you want to do self-defense or martial arts but you don't want to get hit in the head, do jiu-jitsu all day long. If you want to punch things really hard, go to a different sport. But for me personally, I'd recommend this one straight away to any older individuals that want to get into some sort of martial arts. See you in the next one. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!